Brett Fairbairn helps others to see new possibilities in the cooperative model. As an academic, researcher, and teacher, he's helped shape the way in which cooperative principles, values, and applications are understood by students, scholars, public officials, and cooperators.
Growing up in a co-op family, we were members of the co-op, we banked at the credit union, all that kind of stuff. And my father, in the mid-1960s, got a job at the Western Producer, which was owned by Sask Wheat Pool at the time. And that was actually what brought our family back to Saskatchewan.
Brett is a professor at the Johnson Choyama Graduate School of Public Policy and a fellow in cooperative history and governance at the Center for the Study of Co-operatives at the University of Saskatchewan.
One of my favorite memories from being involved with co-ops was a large research project that we did in the early to mid-2000s. We had people from many different universities, many different disciplines, all thinking about new things to study about co-ops and case studies, site visits, people flying up to the Arctic, and I went out to do interviews in rural Saskatchewan, rural Manitoba. It was a lot of fun. What I find inspiring about teaching about co-ops is especially the students I get who've never heard of co-ops before. Young people get really excited by the idea of co-ops, and it's like it's something they've been looking for and it clicks with them. That's really neat to see.
Since 1986, Brett has been researching and teaching about cooperatives through the Center for the Study of Co-operatives.
There's things that you learn, things you realize as time goes on. And I think one of them that I've learned to appreciate is the importance of governance in cooperatives. Really, governance is about the identity of the organization. It's about what it values, what ideas guide its policies and decisions, and then how that's implemented by different stakeholders.
Brett has authored or co-authored more than 80 publications. His writings often shine a spotlight on the engagement between the academic world and the real-life issues of organizations and communities.
One of the focal points of my work has been the history of cooperatives. By training, I'm a historian, and I think that really, in order to be successful in the long term, to be sustainably successful, co-ops need to have a business strategy that's based on the cooperative identity. And for co-ops, that identity, to know what that is, you really have to understand the history.
Brett's work and thinking has influenced decisions that cooperators have made about everything from service delivery to how organizational change can be structured while maintaining a co-op focus.
When I think about how cooperatives have changed in the period I've been involved, I think there's a couple of things that come to mind. One of them is that I think they've become more sophisticated in their governance, and very appropriately so. When organizations are founded, when they're small, when they're growing in their first generation or two, there often are key individuals who just really get how to make an organization work. And there doesn't have to be as much system to a co-op when they're in that stage. I think another change over the years has been the involvement of new generations of people. So clearly I've been involved in co-ops for almost a generation. I met some of the key people who had been, the builders of cooperatives in the mid-20th century, and I had the privilege of kind of listening to them and talking to them. And now there are new groups of people getting involved, and that's really exciting to see.
Brett is a strong believer in the duty of citizens to participate in volunteer organizations and has held many leadership roles in the province. In recognition of his public and scholarly contributions, Brett was awarded the Queen's Golden Jubilee Medal in 2002.
When I heard about that I was receiving this award, I was surprised. I have to say, I had no idea, no expectation, and it's I think particularly surprised because as an educator, I'm not a person who makes a direct contribution to building any particular co-op or to what it does. So I know many of the recipients of awards like this one have really done that and have done that hands-on direct work with direct impact. So my influence is really indirect. It's through the people that I've talked to, the people I've done research with and learned from, the students I've taught in classes, and that has given me a lot over the years.
Brett brings passion to the understanding of cooperatives and is adept at identifying opportunities for the co-op model.
When I think about the Co-op Merit Awards, I think it's, I've always thought it's a really wonderful practice that people get together to kind of recognize individuals and organizations and recognize what people have done over the years. And I'm thankful to all of the cooperatives involved. I'm thankful to the Saskatchewan Cooperative Association and to everyone involved in the awards, but also just for the difference that co-ops have made in the lives of people in this province.
We are pleased to recognize Brett Fairbairn with the Co-operative Contribution Award.